Hello and welcome to Grace Yoga. This yoga class is a hips series. So this is episode 7 of our hips opening class. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm just excited for this class. It's going to be a really good one. Stick around and let's have some fun. Thanks for joining me. We're gonna start to get into some hips. We can warm up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and come over to hands and knees while we start, or as we start. We're gonna start to bring some movement into the spine. So if I move over here, we're gonna, oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here because I've had some weird things happen and it's gotten a lot better since I first started streaming. Definitely a lot better. Fewer trolls, but they still come in every once in a while. And it's just nice to have your people with you, you know, your tribe, your friends. So your sleep schedule, Van? Okay, that's good that you were today you felt good and you were active. That's okay. I mean, do you, whenever you went through yoga training, or did you learn what your dosha was? Like vata, pitta, or kapha? I can tell you I know, isn't that fun? So when trolls come in and your friends are here, they can have fun with them. They kind of are on it. It's awesome. And it's nice and that's a way to show love to the channel. And well, so vata, pitta, and kapha, do you know what those are? I guess I'm going to go ahead and explain it anyways, because there may be some viewers here who don't know what those mean. Because vata, it sounds like Spanish, like vato, and it's not that. It's Sanskrit for air and space. The elements of air and space. And then pitta is the elements of fire and earth, and kapha is the elements of water and earth. All right, we're going to tuck the toes here. We're going to start to press the hips up to the sky, begin to gently pedal the feet. And why those are so important, why it's so important to know what we are mostly made of. Everybody has a different combination of different levels of those elements. And my combination, based on some quizzes that I've taken, is pitta kapha. So fire earth, water earth. And they just have different qualities. Like I have different qualities within me than someone who would be like a pitta vata, which would be fire earth, air, and space. We're going to come back down to the knees, point the toes. We're going to begin to sink the hips back. So we'll kind of make this a very gentle hip opening practice, since energy, even for me today, seems to be a little bit, like I feel like I need some self-love and some self-care. You may feel the same. Oh yeah, it's on Banyan Botanicals is the one that I took. Joyful Belly also has one. I think Joyful Belly is probably the best one to take because it's easiest to answer. And they're both like free websites. Joyful Belly has lots of good recipes. I saw you posted some food and things like that. Oh, the recipes are so good. And it's that Joyful Belly website will also let you know like what foods can help you get back to balance and which foods will kind of throw you out of balance. Taking a deep breath here as we're in child's pose. Maybe relax the head down to the mat. Maybe walk the hands out. Deep inhale, exhale, coming up to tabletop. It kind of is actually. So it's like, do you know what your sign is? It is kind of like that. We're gonna roll the shoulders here and begin to make it like an ocean wave. Start to open the heart forward and back. And then rolling shoulders the other way. Yes, there will be a quiz later on. No quiz. Let the head kind of gently hang here and maybe point the crown of the head from one, like pointing to one fingertip or set of fingertips to the other. And begin to get some gentle sways here in the hips. Moving the hips from side to side. I can hear Guinevere snoring very loudly right here. I'm convinced that Guinevere is a kapha, a water earth person. All right. Or dog, because I'm positive that animals have vata, pitta, kapha in them as well. I love it. I definitely love all the emotes and your emote there. Yay! Oh, Vantana, you subscribed. Thank you so much. All right, so what I try to do when people subscribe to me is I try to do something kind of outside of my comfort zone, and I've been working on crow pose, so I'm just gonna give it a try here. Thank you, Vantana. I'm gonna try my hand or my strength at crow. I almost totally face planted there. Woo! Thank you, Vantana. I thought it was staying up. I thought it was like, oh, I got this, and then my wrists started like collapsing forward. I'm like, oh no, I don't got this. So then the face was gonna take it. But that's good, thank you. It's always so exciting, and I love to kind of try something different. So that's what I try to do. I try to do all sorts of something when I get a subscriber. So awesome. Oh, okay, well that's, I guess that, I'm sad you had to find out, Dragon Maiden, that you'll hit your elbow first, but I was actually holding myself up there. All right, sorry guys, let's get back to our practice here. And if your wrists kind of get tired, you're always welcome to come up on your knuckles here if you want to. All right, we're gonna start to sink the hips back, exhaling and inhaling up forward, and then kind of straightening, coming up into like a high plank, straightening the front or stretching the front of the hip flexors, sinking back. We love a good face plant. It's good for a laugh from time to time. Have you, there's a lady named Sherry Cherokee, and it's who I'm gonna be taking my 500 from this year. And she goes to Mexico a lot. She's really awesome. So I'm excited. She doesn't do a lot of social media, but there is one post that she did on Facebook, or that one of her students shared, and she was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. That like she was putting her legs back behind her head and then doing the crow pose without her legs, and she was lifting her like her bottom up. It's so weird. Like she was only on her, it was crazy. I would love to share that video and just show people, because it was just impressive, honestly. Tucking the toes back under, sending the hips back up to the sky, downward facing dog. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna sweep the right leg up, and then exhale, draw that right knee up between the elbows, and then plant that right sole of the foot down. Now just ease your way up into that, just as easy. Oh yeah, when you're ready, and there's really no rush. Thank you, Gracebot. Those are my words. I typed them in there, you know, and I do love that you're here, and I am so thankful for you. She's like, tell everybody you're thankful for them. Yes, I am. I am so thankful for you. I need to get that link and share it here in chat. So we're just sweeping our hips back and forth, kind of stretching into the hamstrings and the calf, and then sinking the hips down. So just starting, you know, going slow, going at your own comfortable edge, your gentle medium, not too easy, not too hard here. And then we're gonna stay forward just a little bit. Oh, it's my dad calling me. I know he wants me to take him to drop off his car tomorrow, which I'm gonna help him. So I'll give him a call back here in a bit. Maybe tucking the back toes under, lifting the back knee, up to you, completely up to you. And then if the wrists get tired, coming up on the hip, on the knuckles. And then we're gonna take this back knee down, and we're gonna switch to the other side. So drawing the front leg back, tucking the toes under, pressing hips up to the sky, once again in down dog, and just start to notice the difference from one side to the other. Deep inhale, exhale, the left leg up to the sky, coming to this present moment. As you exhale, the next exhale, we're gonna sweep that left knee up and forward, planting the left sole of the foot between the hands. Meeting in high runner's lunge. Go to our side view. And you're welcome here to bring that back knee down, maybe point the back toes. Kind of hang out, and when you're ready, no rush here, but walking your hands back just a little bit, shifting the hips back, maybe over the back heel or as far back as you want to go, or not at all. Let this be your practice. Hips are popping on me, joints are popping. Ooh, wow. Shifting this a few more times. And I'm going to grab those links for you as soon as we get to a pose that we're not like having to move back and forth here. We're going to plant the hands around that front foot, tuck the back toes, send that front foot back. So meeting in high plank this time. And then we're going to lower down. Knees are welcome. Point the toes, peel the chest away from the mat, maybe just a little. Kind of working the low back muscles here. Or maybe a lot if you want. And exhale. Take those knees wide here. Gently touch the big toes together, sink the hips back once more, and walk the hands forward. Kind of like wide knee child pose. And as you exhale, you'll bring your shoulders up and forward, and then we'll come to seated. And we'll practice some poses, just sitting down. So first, we're just gonna practice easy seated pose and our lotus. So lotus can be practiced with, there's lots of different poses with lotus. I may go to this front view here. So as you've seen, you might have seen like bringing your one foot up on top of the hip crease. That might be too much of a strain. If that's too much, don't worry about bringing that foot all the way in. You can just keep the legs crossed. Feel the sits bones pressing into the floor. Heart is lifted, chest is lifted up. Or if you like, you can just test the water, see if this is comfortable for you to bring both tops of the feet up and into the hip creases. This is kind of a lot. I was not able to do this when I first started, so you might do just half lotus, just do one side. See how that feels. And if you've tried one side, just take a few breaths here and then switch to the other. We're going to do a couple of variations here in lotus. One thing, have y'all seen Amber Glow Yoga's classes? She's really good. She's really awesome. Hey, your lower plank was better today, Dragon Maiden. That is awesome. That is awesome. It does come slowly but surely. It does. The strength does come. All right, so I'm going to show this from the side here because it's kind of like a half lotus type pose, and one leg is extended long, and then the other one is kind of like you're holding it as if it were like a child, or you're grasping the bottom of the left hip with the left hand if your right leg's extended, and then your right ankle with the right hand, and you can just kind of like not really rock it back and forth, but I was just pretending like it was a baby doll or something. And it's okay here, like if you're starting to round into the back, to either sit in a chair and do this. So Amber Glow had directed yoga for gamers, which I thought was an excellent idea. So I'm going to kind of follow her lead here, and like if you just want to sit in your gaming chair, you're welcome to just bring one leg up and hold like this, or it can be on your knee resting. Everybody's body and hips are different at this point, and it's okay. And then we're going to extend the left leg out long and then continue this on the right side. You're also welcome to lift the hips up here and sit up on a block if you like. Remember, I couldn't even do a push-up. Like, I struggled with even knees on the ground. Sticking with that for just a few more breaths, and as you do that, I'm gonna see if I can grab the link for Joyful Belly Dosha Quiz. Bring that in for us. I should probably go to this side view so y'all can see me here. Copy. Paste. All right, so there is the Joyful Belly Ayurvedic Dosha Quiz. We're going to transition this pose to Fire Log pose. So bringing the left foot kind of in front of the right hip. May look like a 7 or a backward 7 to you. And then placing the right ankle on top of the left knee. I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit so you can see. This is an extreme stretch. It can be where the knees are up. So you can keep a bolster, a blanket, something between here for support, or you can place that right leg in front of the left shin. So it doesn't have to be stacked, but it can be. Here you want your toes to be pointed forward. Hips are pressing into the floor, nice tall spine. Here we are. So I'm showing from the side. And if you're feeling any pain in the knees, definitely want to come out of this or do one of the modifications. If you're comfortable here, go ahead and begin to walk the hands out, keeping the back somewhat flat, and you may feel it back in this right hip, starting to stretch into the right hip. Now I just shared Joyful Belly Ayurvedic dosha quiz, and what you'll see right away are 3 different body types on that website. It's like 3 different, because it does very much relate to body types, what we look like, how we emotionally, just on every level of a human being, how these affect us, whether we are, and so if we know that we're a fire, earth person, a pitta person, like me, I'm mainly pitta, very driven, but when out of balance can be very angry or critical or judgmental, but when in balance, very driven, very focused, very dedicated. For a air and space person, we're going to switch to the other leg on bottom. And each side's different here, so you may find that the knee goes down more than the other side or not as much. So just make the adjustments. It can depend on how we hold ourselves, how we sit. Maybe we cross one leg over the other, like consistently, and so that's going to make a difference in the hips, so they will feel different from one side to the other. For me, I used to bowl before the pandemic, and so when I would bowl, my left hip was very tight, so it definitely feels a lot different on that side for me than on my right side. Hi, Granny Raiden. Oh yeah, Patricia. Yes, I remember. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. And if you'd like, you can stay up or you can begin to walk the hands out. Making sure here that if your feet are stacked, now again, the top one can be in front of the other one. It doesn't have to be stacked up to this extreme, or you can have pillows underneath the left knee. Feeling numbness or any type of tingling, maybe ease out just a little bit. But if you feel good, move into it slow. There's no rush here. So I was talking about Vata. Vata is air, space, element. When in balance, can be very creative and energetic. Kind of think of the wind, like the qualities of the wind and how it would apply to a person. Movement, but when out of balance can feel quite anxious and maybe depleted. I'm breathing here and walking the hands back. And then the water earth, kapha people, if you think about the qualities of water, when in balance, very loving, very establishes friendships and relationships, long memory, remembers, have watery dreams. I don't know if that means like in balance or not, or it may not have anything to do with being in balance or out of balance, but that is one of the qualities of kapha people. They will have dreams that have water in them. Right, we're gonna come on down to our tummies. We're gonna practice our frog pose. So frog, we're gonna take the knees kind of just as wide as the mat. And then we're gonna bring the elbows down. So we're gonna spread the sits bones out, introducing frog pose. If you're comfortable, you can send the knees out even further, and maybe that's too much. You You can back the feet up against a wall. Oh good, I'm on the side. I was looking at that one. I thought that was it. Or maybe that's too much. And if that's the case, which for me it is, we're gonna extend one leg out long and then the other leg's gonna be out to the side. So this leg will be kind of at a 90-degree angle. So frog pose. And as you're here, it may feel like, I'm not really doing much, but let's take our attention to the pelvis and see if we can start to get the pelvis kind of even. So on mine, my left hip is like coming up. So I'm gonna try to just bring the pelvis and that left hip of mine kind of more flat to the floor. So I feel a gentle stretch here, even in the back of my hip here. The head could be resting down on the mat or on folded hands. And as you take the breath into the belly, feel that breath expanding and massaging the major organs of the abdomen. And deeply inhale and feel the breath traveling up to the back body, maybe up behind the shoulder blades. Sorry, this may not be helping your bowl of soup, Dragon Maiden. And then coming out of this, we're gonna go to the other side. If you were only staying on one side, maybe you're able to bring it down all the way. It's a good choice. It's a good choice not to do frog when you've had a big old bowl of soup. It's good to listen to your body. That's good. So when, I'm gonna go back to the kapha people. So when out of balance, they get their feelings hurt real bad. And they feel just like, almost like betrayed, and it's just like, I think of my grandmother when I think of kapha, because she could remember everything. She remembered everything. And if you ever crossed her, she would not let you forget it. So she was a good person, but I could definitely see now in hindsight that she was a kapha. She's the one who introduced me to, yep, there you go. Yep, the same. She's the one who introduced me to yoga, believe it or not. Not in a positive way either. She didn't want me to do yoga. She said, don't you do yoga. So when I tell people that my grandmother introduced me to yoga, they're like, that's really interesting, because I'm in the Bible Belt, and that just isn't a good thing here. Yoga is a religion, and or at least that's what I have been told. But I honestly, personally haven't encountered any negativity on yoga. It's always been a really positive experience for me here. Okay, we're gonna actually turn over to our side and work the hips. So I'm gonna unclip my mic so we can roll over to one side. I'm gonna add some Pilates stretches and exercises here, just briefly. So we're gonna cradle our head. You can place a blanket or something under the head. And imagine that you're placing a cup of water here, or a bowl of warm oil, or whatever you want to imagine that you're placing here on this hip. And we keep these hips stable. We're going to stretch the feet out down like you're trying to touch the wall. And as you do, notice if your bottom waist, like the bottom side of your waist that's on the floor, comes off. And if you can imagine that you have a little grape here in this area. Can you see my fingers? Yeah. And you don't want to squish it. So reaching out, pointing the toes, and notice if you start to rock back and forth here, you can, if you like, plant one hand on the floor for stability. Taking in a deep inhale. Then as you exhale, you're going to begin to lift the top leg up. So the bottom leg is also off of the floor, lifted. Then we're going to bend the top knee and then point those top toes kind of toward the knee, toward the bottom knee, and then back down. Stretch them out. Deep inhale. Exhale here. And then lower back. So the knee comes forward and extend long. Inhale up. Exhale, draw that toe in. Inhale or exhale, just continue to breathe. Draw those toes up. Inhale that top foot up, exhale, bring the toes in. Bring the knee forward and then extend the leg long. Inhale the top leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, draw the knee forward. And then exhale, extend the leg long. One more if you like. Inhale, letting the right leg float up. Exhale, the right knee points toward the left. Left, right, whatever. These toes point toward the knee, sorry. Draw the knees forward. And then exhale, legs long. Good. And then rest that. I'm going to draw that top knee up and over. You can place a block underneath. Here, just like so, if that's more comfortable for you. Rest to this top leg completely. Extend the bottom leg out. Deep inhale, and then as you exhale, use just the power of that bottom leg to draw that foot up. Now notice, try to keep that feeling of that grape here under the waist. So we're not just like collapsing into the floor, we're extending up. Yeah, we're extending up. Inhale one foot up, or the bottom foot up and down. Inhale up and exhale down, or exhale up and inhale down. Yeah, sorry, I was just like, that toe goes to the knee and we're done. So you're gonna find that you're gonna wanna press this top leg into the mat to get that bottom leg to go up. Don't let this, make sure you let this top leg rest. With focus and control, you're gonna feel the inner thigh of that bottom leg firing up. Pretend as if you're trying to reach those bottom toes toward the wall, and you're drawing a line on the wall. And excellent. We're going to switch to the other side. Now, when I first started practicing Pilates and we'd come over to our side like this, holy moly, the IT band on my legs was horribly painful. Yes, it's very good, Dragon Maiden. I love Pilates. In fact, I think, okay, so Pilates Mama SD, I was wanting to go and raid her yesterday, but I went to her page and found out that she had an injury, and so she hadn't streamed in about a week. But she's planning to come back today, so we'll check and see if she's on there, and then if anything, maybe after we can go over and just say hey, and hopefully she feels better. All right, so here we are. Remember that glass of water here on top of the hip, and we're trying not to let the hips rock and roll back and forth. We want to keep them nice and stable. Use our core muscles to keep our pelvis stable and our abs stable. Put that grape right underneath the side waist here, the imaginary grape, and don't squash it. Deep inhale and exhale, let that left leg float up. Inhale, bend the left knee, bring the left toes toward the right knee. Inhale the knee forward and exhale, extending long. So there's the motion. Bring it up, bend it in. Bring it forward, and as you do, notice you have to tighten those abs. Extend long. Bring it up. Bend the knee. Bring the knee forward. Extend the knee long. Now move through spaces if you're trying to move through honey. So we're not just kind of moving through this without thought. It takes a lot of concentration to get that workout to where you start to feel those little shakes in the muscle. And just keep breathing at your own pace. So it's not like you have to breathe as you move the leg up and down or a certain way. Just keep inhaling and exhaling. Keep that grape from being squashed. Feel the bottom toes pointing out toward the wall. You can place your hand here for support and stability if you like. Yeah, Pilates takes a lot of focus and concentration. But it is very effective at toning the muscles and targeting and isolating certain muscles. One more if you'd like here. All right. And rest the legs down for just a moment, and then you can grab the block if you like. So you can place the top leg down, resting this leg completely. Just let it melt. You may not need the block. All right, begin to extend those bottom legs out, the bottom toes out. Feel the grape underneath the side waist. Deep inhale, and then as you exhale, let the leg float up and inhale back down. Yep, we'll start to feel it on that inner thigh. Bentana, Gwenny. Mom Bon, welcome Mom Bon. I'm so happy you're here. Got a lot of friends here today. Ooh, just really feel this in the inner thigh. Oh, that's so creative, Dragon Maiden. I love it. So she said she put a tiny puppy. Put a tiny sleeping baby puppy right here, and you don't want to wake him up. That's so creative. Oh, I love how creative you are. That's Vata in balance. Not imbalance, but Vata being in balance. Whenever you're ready, let that leg rest down. Extend the legs long. We're going to turn over onto our backs. Grab your strap first. There we go. I love this. So yesterday we talked about it, and oh my gosh, Makulito. I'm so glad you're here. I'm gonna cry. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so Makulito was like the first viewer that would come and see me, like when I first started. Oh, thank you. Oh, and I really did. It's like I felt like we had developed a friendship. I mean, I guess on Twitch it's like I never would have thought that people would actually become friends so closely on Twitch through this platform. I don't know. So whenever I stopped streaming at 5:15 in the morning, he wasn't able to show up. And I'm like, I miss my friend. So I'm so glad you stopped by. Thank you. For some reason, I can't see very well, and I thought it said Mom Bon, which she comes by sometimes too. Oh, okay, warms my heart. So we're gonna do some hip stretches here with the strap. So as you can see, I'm demoing. I've got the right leg up. The strap is around the ball of the foot. All right. Press the bottom heel down and out. Oh, Mom Bon's in chat too? Okay, I'm over here and can't see very well, but now I'm so glad. We're We're gonna start to draw that right foot across the body, and as we do, those left toes can turn out toward the left, and actually you can let the outside edge of the foot just rest down and out. But I was thinking, yeah, it's awesome, the friends, and I've made so many friends here. Van and Fishy and everybody, I mean, I don't want to forget anybody. And I'm glad that, Patricia, I'm glad you're joining us here, and Yogohana, and it's just amazing. And I love it. I love the community here. Dragon Maiden, always. And then the composer of the music that you hear right now, I was able to get in touch with him. We're gonna bring that foot back to center, bring those bottom toes up, let them point up toward the sky. So we're keeping our feet flexed here. We're gonna send the left arm out to the side like a T, and then the right leg comes out. And you could slide your hands down, place both elbows on the floor for stability. Try to keep your hips even and parallel here as you draw the foot away from the body. Yeah, so the composer of the music that we are listening to right now, he actually joined the stream one day, and that tickled me like crazy. And I was like blown away that, because he's in the other side of the world, and for him to show up, so now we're friends. It's just awesome. If you want to draw that foot back across the body, you're welcome to. Just kind of do what feels good. Maybe you make some circles with the right leg, the right heel. And remember, keep both feet flexed here. If you don't have a strap, a wonderful place to, I mean, I don't know if it's a wonderful place, but I mean, Amazon is a really helpful place for straps. Walmart does carry them for a good price as well. And then we're going to switch the strap to the opposite foot. Now you can take the strap, change the strap in the air, or just wherever you like. Oh man, that feels amazing. How are we on time? We're good. Taking the strap into the right hand. So you're grabbing the strap with the opposite hand of the leg. Then your same side hand, so the left hand goes out by your side. Sorry, I probably didn't cue this very well last time. I was getting teary-eyed from my friends. And see, that's, okay, so we were talking about quality of like body elements and people, and they're made of all the different air and space and fire and water and earth, and everybody has a mix of all the different things. And I personally am Pitta Kapha, which is fire, water, earth. And so that's my water. You know, I get really, I guess maybe that's me, you know, getting attached and emotional, you know, like connection with my friends, you. Remembering to keep both feet flexed here. You can take your gaze in the opposite direction of your extended foot. Oh, this smells amazing. And then bringing that foot back, and then we're going to take it out to the side. So I've got taking the strap into the same side hand. Right arm goes out by your side like a T, then slide. Big Jimbo the King, welcome. I love the glasses on Gracie Gwen. So cute. So we're keeping our feet flexed here as well. So if you notice channel points, that's what Big Jimbo the King did. He used his channel points to put glasses on Guinevere. So if you look down at the purple circle, you can, if you've been either hanging out with me, just see how many channel points you have, and if there's anything that you can do to like customize an emote. And even if you're not a subscriber, you can unlock emotes for yourself so you can use them. Yes, thug life, Gwynny. Bringing that foot back and then maybe circling that heel toward the sky in one direction. We haven't really visited these strap stretches in a while. Maybe circle the other way. Kind of just take any movement here that just feels really good for you. Ooh, yeah. You can do that anytime. If you have a strap, you can use any type of prop for that. You can even use a yoga blanket. It would work. And we're gonna hug knees into the chest, rock knees from side to side. Extend one leg long. And then, I don't know, Makulito, if you're still here, but watch this. Yeah. So I added different angles here since I first started. Or, if you like, other side too. Oh man, this is great. Go back to. We're gonna extend one leg up to the sky as we practice our reclined splits. Man, that is awesome. Oh, and so now you have all this knowledge about your Ayurvedic dosha, your constitution, and then it might explain, oh yeah, that's why, whatever, fill in the blank. That's why I love this, and that's why I don't like whatever it might be. That's awesome. So we're gonna switch legs, practicing our reclined splits on the other side. Don't worry if you wanna keep the knees like slightly bent, softly bent, that's fine too. I'm so glad you took that test. You're my kapha yogi. All right, we're gonna bring the knees together here. Arms are gonna go out to the side like a T. And I'm gonna unhook my sound again from my pants, take it out of my pocket. And then we're gonna sink the knees to one side. And then the gaze is kind of either gonna go up or kind of to the opposite direction. Just listen to your body, do what's right for you. The knees don't have to come all the way down. Try to keep the shoulders in contact with the mat, so you don't really want them to come up. It's better to have the shoulders down and the knees slightly up rather than the knees all the way down. So the knees can be off the floor, that's okay. Yes, stay away from, even though I love it, but when whenever you are in harmony, in balance, it's okay to have it. It's best to have it, I'm trying to think when the best season to have, I mean, you'd want to have it in the winter when it's really cold to, protect the joints. And if you just think about adding that in the cold seasons, I still continue to have it, even though, I'm not supposed to have it either. We're gonna bring the knees back to center, plant the heels down, lift the hips up just slightly, a little bit, baby bridge here, lower back down. Deep inhale, might need to move my candle away just a little bit. And then sink the knees to the other side. It also says, okay, so I've heard, like my yoga mentors, they say that kapha is the best, not best, but it's kind of like if we think about that yoga game that I was playing the other day, great, bad, but it was like that's the best dosha to be in its healthiest state and form, because And I've read it over and over again. If you guys have heard me talk about the prime cleanse, which I'm finally wrapping that up now, even the doctor in that book mentioned if there were something to happen to the human race, like a world crisis, and most everybody didn't survive, it would be, she said, this is her words, it would be the kaphas who continued on the human race, because they are strong and sturdy. They're the marathon runners. And I love being kapha, half kapha. All right, we're gonna hug our knees into our chest, spread the knees out wide, send the heels up to the sky, happy baby here. Maybe just hold on to the knees, backs of the knees. Maybe grab the toes with the peace fingers. That's okay, Dragon Maiden, that your prime cleanse keeps getting interrupted. Is there something in particular that you feel that I could help support you, like, through it? Like, is there something? You're always welcome to let me know. I mean, even if you just want to ask a question, or, because really it's kind of designed to fit in with any lifestyle, because you don't have to stick to a strict diet or anything like that. All right. Oh, okay, maybe we can talk about that. All right, we're gonna turn, well, you guys go ahead and start to get comfortable in your Shavasana, if you like. I'm gonna press myself up to seated and walk us through Shavasana, or a guided meditation. All right. If you'd like, go ahead and get comfortable, get cozy, and really get to start to settle in here. Feel, maybe you're laying on your back and with a pillow or a bolster under the knees. This will help reduce arching in the low back. Maybe you cover yourself with a blanket. And begin to take your awareness to your eyes. Maybe you close your eyes and begin to feel heavy. Let the eyes feel heavy in their sockets. And take in a deep breath and sigh out the breath. Take your awareness to the back of your head, the shoulders, and the shoulder blades. Let the hips begin to sink into the support beneath you, and let the legs feel heavy. Let the heels feel heavy. And take your awareness to your breath for just a few moments. whenever you're ready, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Drawing these up into the chest. Inhaling and stretching, taking a deep breath. Hey, Shoopy 12. Rolling over to one side in your own time, just taking your time here, pressing yourself up into seated. There's no rush. Meeting with hands at heart center. Coming to a nice, easy seated pose. I'm so grateful for you, for your presence. You are a gift. Thank you, Shoopy 12, for following. The divine light and grace that is in me recognizes and loves the divine light and grace that is in you. Namaste.